Hey guys, Ryan Recovery Tattoo. Here we go. Fresh new design. I really wanted this to be not as thick. I don't know why this happens sometimes, but sometimes I just get an extremely thick stencil, and to me that kind of takes out a lot of the detail because it mucks up the tattoo, and it makes it so I gotta tattoo it differently because then I gotta bleach bath it to get any leftover stencil off. You know what I mean? That's how you get the stencil off, because the way I do it, the stencil doesn't come off no matter what you do. So today I'm gonna try to do a quick story time. It's gonna be about the time that I was in prison and I was addicted to drugs. I had a habit. I was affiliated, and at the time I was also a certain gang's bank, right? So like people would buy shit all day long or days on end, whatever, with Green Dot. Back then it was Green Dot numbers, and before that it was Western Union numbers, whatever. You get a set of numbers, and it's a prepaid number that once you gotta go to the store, load the money onto the card, and then you give the number to somebody, and somebody can take that number and do two things with it. They can call up and check to see how much money's on there, or if there's money on there, and they can also load that money onto their account just with that number, right? That's how we did it, so there was no names. So what I would do is people that sold shit, right, like in my group, didn't like, most of the time the people aren't spending big money all at once. You know what I mean? Most of the time people want a $25 piece, a $50 piece, a $12 piece, a fucking, $75, $100, $150, whatever. So anyway, my point is throughout the time, right, you end up with a shitload of numbers, and sometimes it's a whole bunch. Sometimes you can have 6 or 7 numbers and they're all $25 and $50 a piece, and you can only load a certain amount of times on to the Green Dot card. That's what the rules were back then, right? So people didn't really like taking small amounts of money because you could only load money onto your card, like it was like 8 times a week or some shit like that, and then you couldn't load any more times. So the point is so to get around that, right, you need somebody on the street that's going to take the collection of numbers, cash them all out, put all the money together, and then put it all onto another Green Dot card, so all of that money is now on one card. So I could take 7 different numbers from my boy who was selling shit and turn that into one, so he doesn't have to load 7 numbers that are 25, each one's $25 or $50 a piece. He can just load it one time with the, one time with all of it in one number. And I would do that for my people, and they would pay me. So I was the bank. And at this point I was very trusted. I was already, this is my second bid at the time. I've put in a lot of work at this time, spent a lot of money at this time. So
and it's prioritizing, like, well, what should I show them more video content,
anyways,
picture content, or all of these things.
don't go to prison. Especially if you're a drug addict, and just don't go to prison, man. It's a wake-up call, that's for sure, in many ways. You're not ready for it, I promise you, you're not ready. Even if you're a tough guy, you're not ready. So anyways,
and then one day it just stopped.
There was a main group that I would do this for. I was their bank. And then I would do the same service for a couple other people here and there, right? Because they would pay me for it. And my girl on the street would do it. Which, you know, thank God for her at the time, because it helped me out many, many times. Real quick, I'll take a quick pause. I'm going to try to make this dope-ass gangster Bugs Bunny holding an Uzi. I'm going to try to make this thing look sick, even though the fucking stencil's fucked up. So I'm going to use... I'm not sure. I'm going to start with my OG Fury 2 with the Fall Harbor motor. Makes the difference. The Jason Ramos edition. With a EZV Select 11 round liner. Dynamic black, straight black ink. And real skin, fake skin. The one and only. And I'm going to start this and see exactly how it's going to go. And again, always remember, even though it doesn't really matter, because of the stencil, you always start from the bottom. If you're right-handed especially, you start on like the bottom right or even the bottom left. You know, that way you're tattooing up your stencil instead of tattooing in the middle of it and constantly rubbing your hand over it and wiping it. And you know, it's real easy to lose a stencil on a human, especially, right? So again, always tattoo your fake skins the exact way you tattoo people. Now I say that, and if I post something that's unfinished, I say that, and I'm sitting here with an unwrap machine. It is sterile. I use Barbicide now. I used to use Meticide, but I just switched to Barbicide to see if I'm gonna like that anymore or whatever. But either one, it will work just fine. And I also have a UV sterilizer box that I use. But either way, I usually wrap my machines every single time. Here's my Fold Pro sitting here. It's wrapped right now. It's just late. It's late. It's past midnight, and it's fake skin. So sorry, let it slip this one time. I just want to get some content in. So I'm gonna probably start this. This is a fixed 4.2 stroke machine. I'm gonna probably start off at 8 volts with the 11 round liner and see how it's looking from there. Probably got my needle hang about, I don't know, 1.5 millimeters, and I do that so that way there's not much ink splatter. I can see the tip of my needle, get into the detail, and it's just better and easier for me to work off the tip of my needle. So, day to day, I have a habit, and so that means I have to do a piece. I have to do some opiates every day. At this point in time, it was Suboxone. And so my girlfriend on the street was paying for it, plus I was hustling in every way I could on top of it because it was just so damn expensive. And so after a while of being on the block and people knowing me and things like that, and spending so much fucking money, people know that I'm trustworthy. People know that my money's good. People start fronting me shit because I pay every single time. And when you got money like that, like when you prove that your money's good and you pay all your bills, you become important. People want you around because they want your money. Especially if it's reliable and consistent. Right? So with that being said, after a while, one time I ended up putting a whole bunch of numbers together because my girl at the time could cash and load numbers right onto our card from right over the phone. And then she could just go out the next day or whatever, withdraw all the money, and then buy a fresh card with the new total. So now with all the money now on one card. And so I would get drugs for doing this because it saved people a lot, and it made it so you could sell smaller amounts, right, at a time. So one time I'm going hard. I got this habit. I'm the bank for these people. Everything's running. It's all going pretty good for the most part. And so one day the bus came. And what that means is the newbies, all the new people are coming in. So we get a group of people off the bus from either this happened in Berlin, B Block. But people would come from Concord, people would come from their county jails, and when they're sentenced to prison, whatever. People would come for all kinds of different reasons. So, a bunch of the new guys got, like I said, the biggest thing in there was Suboxone. Everybody wanted to get high. Like it was the most wanted thing. It was the biggest thing going on in the prison, for sure. It took over heroin. It took over everything. I mean, there was still plenty of weed and tobacco and shit like that, but and K2, and you could find heroin here and there, but not really. It was all Suboxone after a while. So one time I'm doing the bank thing for the GDs, right? For the folks, for the gangster disciples, right? And they were, there was a couple of other gangs on the block, but they basically were running the prison system. Them and the Nietas, the Spanish people, the Spanish guys, the Hispanics, very heavy, deep. And on my block, there was a lot of Nietas, but there was a lot of GDs. And so anyway, I'm working with this one kid, right, around my age, white kid, but he was fucking massive, like one of them meat neck dudes, you know what I'm saying? All neck, no brain, fucking stupid, but he's a gang member and he will fight you. And when you fight a gang member, you gotta fight them all, so, or lose. If you fight a gang member in prison, definitely fight back, but I don't suggest winning that fight because you're not gonna live it down. You'll be way better off just taking an ass whooping, but still fight back. So anyways, so like I said, I've been going hard now for like a couple of years on this block, and so like I'm very consistent. Whatever I say I'm gonna do, I do, with every single buddy I deal with, so, and everybody knows that. And so there's a lot of people that I got mixed up with because I proved that my money's good. And if I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. So this kid is a fucking total gym rat, meat neck, fucking dude can't even bend his neck. When you call his name, when he turns around, he has to turn his entire body. You know what I'm saying? You call the dude's name, the dude's gotta fucking turn his shoulders at the same time with his body. And I honestly think, believe it or not, that's how it was. Like I honestly believe he was faking it. I just feel like that's the front he was putting out because it was so fucking intense how much he wouldn't he wouldn't turn his fucking neck, man. Like he was just too jacked is what he was trying to put out there. So whatever, right? I don't give a fuck about that, really. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't want any fucking problems either. Not just because of his size, but like I said, you can't fight a gang member without it being a massive problem. and you're going to get hurt. So, back to the fucking new guys. Whole point is a bunch of new guys hit the block and all they got, and all of them want shit. You know, they want to buy drugs, but not many of them, you know, all of them can only get like $25, $50, $30, fucking whatever, like all the dumb little menial amounts of money type shit. So, my boy, business was booming that day, right? So, you know, at the end of the day, or it was like the following day, whatever, my boy comes up to me with a stack of numbers. You know, several $100s worth of money. But they were all in short. They were all short amount, like, you know, small amounts of money. So I was my job is to put cash them all, load them all onto my shit, and then get a new number with all the money on one card, on one number. So someone can make fucking 20 sales and only have to load it onto their card one time. Especially when there's a limit. Keep in mind, that's the whole point. You can only load so many times until you're stuck. And you don't want to get your card shut off and not have access to your money, and you know, it goes on and on. It's a problem. So I get the stack of numbers from dude. It's all good. All right, brother, I got you. Just give me a day or two. So that way I can, you know, tell my girl what's up. She has time to do it. In case she's busy, you know. I still got to think about my girl. I was in love, or I thought I was in love at the time. I thought it was someone I was gonna be with forever. So I wouldn't just tell people shit until I talked to her. Because I didn't want to be the guy calling her up, telling her what to do if she's busy with her plans and her life. The only thing I did do that I regret is I definitely hit her up for money way too much. And or, you know, every time I called, I was always a little shit too. Like, I was always nervous about it, about asking for money, and I already owed it, so it's like not even an option really. But I would get myself into these situations, and I'd get her on the phone, and, you know, I'd talk about how she's doing, what's going on in her life, you know, da-da-da-da. And the phone only goes for like 20 minutes or whatever until your time's up. And there's always a line of people waiting to use the phone. So I always would wait till last minute like a fucking dirtbag. You know, talk to her the whole time. Baby, I love you. Rah, 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 rah. Right? You know how it goes. All the regular shit. And then very fucking last 5 minutes of the phone call, I'd like blurt it out. I'd be like, all right, baby, please, can you go to the store and I need $250? You know, and I need it by 5 p.m. type shit. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks, baby, love you, bye. And so, you know, that shit's gonna get old to, you know, a lot of people. So, fucking A. But she held it down for years. Didn't end up working out in the end, but you know, not many girls will stick out a bid for you loyally. It's just basically unheard of. She almost made it, but didn't quite make it, and she's regretting the shit out of it now, even though this was a long time ago. But I know for a fact she's regretting the shit out of it now. But anyways, you know, I definitely contributed, but either way, I didn't deserve what I got. But I definitely contributed. I didn't make it easy to be with me, but like I said, I didn't deserve what happened either. So anyway, but she held it down. She did an unbelievable, she was the best girlfriend that I had up to that point in my life, for sure. And I have to say that because she held me down for years. She held it down for multiple years, and I got to give it to her for that. But besides that, she fucked me in the end. But that was, you know, a long time ago now, and I don't hold grudges. So it is what it is. Best of luck to her. So anyways, back to it, right? I told my boy, yeah, just give me a few days. I'll give my girl the numbers tonight when I get on the phone. And, you know, I'll most likely have it the next day. But I always say, give me a couple days. That way I can, like, talk to my girl and make sure she doesn't have any plans. Because if you tell somebody you're going to do something in there and you don't do it, I mean, you end up getting fucked up just for that. And so I always was extra careful on my words and what things that I said, because you have to do what the fuck you say you're gonna do, or you're gonna find yourself in some very, very, very bad situations. So I take all the numbers. They pay me ahead of time because they, like I said, I'm trusted at this point. They're not worried about my end. I come through every time. I always do and always have. So, right? I fucking call her up, give her all the numbers. You know, she already knows the deal. What's up, what to do, all that. And then my girl happened to be busy for like it actually was going to take her a couple of days to do it all. And like I said, they already paid me in drugs for this round, because I do it all the time. And so by the time she was able to do it, I already needed more. Can you understand where this is going, right? I already needed more shit or I was going to be sick the next day. So what happened is I take some of that money and get about a half a strip. Which, when I was being good about it, you know, I would only do like when I was being really good, I mean, I would do only a 16th a day, or like sometimes I'd even only do a 32 of a strip. Think about how fucking little that is, how small that is. But when you're locked up with no tolerance, this is the shit this is how it works. So I took some of the money thinking that I could just replace it and tell my girl to add the amount of money that I needed to that number. Was my plan. But life happened and she wasn't able to cover me that time, or not at that moment. She just couldn't, which is fine. It's not her. I wasn't mad at her. It's not her fault. None of that shit. But you know, when it comes to me, they don't care. They don't care. I said I was gonna do it, and so that's it, right? So what I do is I end up telling the dude I'm doing it for, the gang member, the no neck dude, we'll call him Meat Neck. Meat Neck wanted his shit when I said I was gonna have it, and that's just it. And so I had to think of something fast once I got off the phone with my girl and realized that I wasn't going to be able to cover. Like, so it was going to be short, and I can't short them. That's not an option. They gave me a certain amount of money. I need to give them a certain amount back. That's just it. There is no shorting it. Unless you want to be in the hospital later that night. So what I do is I tell dude, I'm like, bro, I let a day or two go by, and I go up to him and I'm like, yo, bro, I just got off the phone with my girl, and dude, she's telling me one of those numbers were no good. And I knew exactly how much each number was for. I had my girl check them prior, like while I was on the phone. So, like, I knew before I got off the phone the very first time that every number was good. But he doesn't know that. So I just said that when my girl went to go do it all, one of the numbers was no good. And so what I ended up doing was, and they needed, so it was obviously a massive problem because they needed to know, not many people were paying attention to who was giving them what numbers. That's why most people would unless they knew you, they didn't do too much fronting because you need to be able to check that card. It's easy to be able to just write down a 10-digit code and say it's however much, and it could be nothing, you know? People have done it. Junkies do it all. So what happens is so they need to find out what numbers were no good. So boom, that bought me some more time because I was like, all right, fine, I'll find out when I talk to my girl later, and I'll have her tell me which ones were no good. Everything, at this point, so nobody's mad at me, and I'm the reason why it's short. And so I had all the numbers that he had given me written down. I wrote them all down and had them hidden and encoded so cops couldn't tell either. So with what I did was, so we need to find out, or I already know what's going on, right? I'm just trying to play these fucking people and blame it on somebody else, on one of the new guys, because it happened to be a collection of all the new guys, of a bunch of the new guys' numbers and money. So I'm thinking about how I want to go about this tattoo for a second. So I buy myself the time. And so another day or two goes by. I get on the phone. I act like I'm talking to my girl about numbers being which ones being no good, blah, blah, blah. And the other thing was, so whatever, right? So I literally I also had a copy of all of the numbers he had given me. Like I said, I had them written down. So I just pick a fucking number that's one of the numbers he gave me. I'm not knowing who they belong to. So he's like, all right, cool, thanks, good looking out. And so, seconds later, there's a massive commotion going on, and it was one of the white guys that came on the block. And so I felt wicked bad. Felt wicked bad doing that. I didn't mean to do it, but I was a fucking drug addict, and it just is what it is. I was gonna do it to anybody. So, but like I said, I felt really bad, and the dude was like, gonna get wicked. He was gonna get fucked up, and he was like crying, talking about how he came from his grandmother, and there's just no way. that they were bad numbers, and I'm like, listen, man, I don't know. They're just asking me. I didn't know who they belonged to. I just have to tell them which ones are good or bad or whatever, you know? And they're like asking me to double check and all that bullshit. And I said, okay, I will. But I gotta wait till I call my girl. So boom. It fucking buys me some more time, right? But they're basically rounding up to fucking take this kid out. They're basically just like looking at me, waiting for me to give them the thumbs up or down on if those were for sure the numbers that were no good. Right? So the tension's high. I feel so fucking bad for this dude that like it makes me want to pick a different set of numbers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm drawing this out, and I'm not meaning to, but this is just how I tell stories when I tattoo, because I got to think about the tattoo as well, and then sometimes I fuck up the tattoo or not make the right choice because I'm just rambling. That's why I got to figure out a more organized way to tell stories so I don't miss details and things like that. So anyways, so what I fucking do is I get on the phone with my girl sometime later, a day or so. So, you know, I'm just buying myself a couple of days at a time. And realistically, to them, I'm not involved. I'm just the guy who's telling them that this set of numbers were no good, and that's why I can only give you this much money. And then, so what happens is I'm able to draw it out long enough to where now my girl can make it the amount of money it's supposed to be, right? She can do it now. So boom, what I do is like, all right. So what I'll do is, so all they're worried about is their money. That's all they care about. So if I make it right, maybe they'll just like, since they got all their money, they'll just like let it slide and not do business with that dude or whatever, right? And I still felt bad that it was a fucking white guy that this was happening to. So what I ended up doing was, like I said, I put it off, and I put it off long enough to where I could cover it now. And so obviously the first thing that comes to my head is you know, I can turn this into, you know, somehow me winning, me coming up somehow, right? So boom, I go up to the fucking gang members, right? Specifically the one who's walking around beating everybody up. So I walk up to him and I give him some numbers, and I'm like, hey man, I know your shit was fucked up, but I want you to be able to re-up, and I want our business to keep going, you know, smooth. I guess my girl had read me the wrong set of numbers that were bad. It actually was a different set. I figured that out, but not only did I get the right set of numbers that were no good, I told them that I took my own money to make it right. Right? Like, what a scumbag I am. I was like, yeah. I was like, one of them guys ripped you off, but I took my money. So and made sure that you got the amount of money that you're supposed to get, so you can re-up, and it's not a big issue for you, right? I turned it into a thing like I was doing them a fucking solid, right? And so what did they do? Like I thought they would right away. They hit me off. They took care of me. They gave me another piece. They're like, yeah. They were like, thanks, but it's not on you to cover people, and you shouldn't have to, and blah 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 blah. We're gonna handle it. And so they give me another piece worth the size of the money that I stole in the first place. So now I've doubled up on the amount of drugs, right? But get this, of course, the set of numbers, I was trying to get a certain set, to be honest with you, because I knew one of the guys that was that gave numbers, and he was no good, and I knew he was going to get taken off the block anywhere. I was like, I'd like to get his numbers because they're taking him out anyway, right? So it would just like wouldn't matter really. But no, of course not. The fucking numbers I get, and I pick them randomly, was the one other, it wasn't one of the new guys. It was one of the other gang members from the same gang. So it was the dude's brother, like his gang brother. And so that threw a huge kink in the fucking chain. Huge kink. That changes everything. That changes everything. You know, a gang member ripping off another gang member, his own brother at that. That became a fucking issue right away. That became an issue before I even got off the phone with my girl, because I was on the phone with her and I called him over and I told him a different set of numbers and blah blah blah, and so he walked away from me. He knew which numbers belonged to who. He didn't at first, but he figured it out. So so I might as well make the content, get known for my content, and then so the other kid's like flipping the fuck out because he's a gang member, the same gang, and he's like, dude, you think I'd rip my own brother off? He's like, I got him from my mother. There's no way they're fucking bad, blah 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 blah. He's like, I only get money from one person out there, and it's from my mom. You guys know that, blah 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 blah. I was like, oh my god, of course I pick the fucking gang members' numbers of the same gang that I'm doing this for. Oh my fucking god. So, you know, luckily for me at the time, this one kid that was another GD happened to be getting junked out and causing a scene and causing problems in the gang, right? That's just what he was doing at the time. And so the gang was kind of mad at him anyway. So it was easy for them to believe that. And so I didn't die, so I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, but some people just can't have that mentality. What happens is while I'm on, like I said, before I even got off the phone, my boy, he went and put his fucking boots on, and he's going and he's calling out his brother to fight, his gang brother. He's like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Da da da. no one's ripping me off or giving me fake numbers. I don't give a fuck, blah, 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 blah. And so he wants to fight him. And I'm on the phone watching all this happen. I'm watching this all unfold. And so what happens is they call a gang meeting. They all file into a room. They call the kid in. You know, everyone's in there. There's like 8 of them in there. And then they put the privacy, the privacy sheet up, which blocked the window, which made it so you couldn't see inside the cell. So I'm sitting there on the phone, and it's directly across from me. All this is happening. And so not more than a couple of minutes after they all file in there, do you hear the unmistakable sound of shoes and boots squeaking on the cement floor, banging, people, yelling, grunting, all that, right? So it's going down in that cell is what's happening. So I was like, holy fucking shit, man. And I caused the whole fucking thing. Nothing would have happened to anybody if I wasn't a junkie. And this story isn't even over. So like I said, I was still on the phone. And so this dude, Meatneck, he beats up his brother, his gang brother, for giving him fake numbers. And what happens is obviously that kid knows that his numbers were good. Like he knows that he didn't do nothing wrong in his head. Like he knows his mother didn't give him fake numbers. He knows his family didn't do that to him. He knows that his numbers weren't the ones. But all it is his word. And like I said, they're not happy with him right now. He had been getting junked out, and so they believed the whole thing. So all of a sudden, he comes out of the cell. He's the first one out. The kid who got beat up. So he's all fucking lumped up too. I mean, he's not like bloodied up and shit, but his whole face is marked up. He's fucking, you can tell he just got fucking yoked up in there, thrown around all over the room. So then all he does is like a lap, and then he goes back in that room. And then literally a second later, one of the other little gang members, one of the other little GDs, he walks up to me on the phone, and he's like, yeah. He's like, hey man. He's like, so-and-so wants to fight you too. And it was the kid who just got beat up for the bad numbers. He wants to fight me too. And at this point, I don't know why. Probably because in his head he knows that I'm pulling something, but he can't prove or say anything about it. So, but they had just, like I said, they didn't beat the living shit out of him, but you know, they put a good little beating on him. So the kid asked me while I was on the phone, he's like, hey man, when you're done on the phone, you know, just come over to the cell, and you know, he wants a one with you too. And he's like, Barney kind of already, you know, kind of put it on him, so they actually asked me to take it easy on him. So I was on the phone, I was like, shit. I didn't expect that. That's not what I wanted or what I planned on, right? So I tell my girl on the phone, I'm like, hey, I was like, I gotta go because I'm getting called out right now. I gotta go fight. And if you get called out in prison, it really doesn't matter where you're at, who it's at, what it's about. If you get called out straight up like that, you have to fight. It doesn't matter. There's no excuses. There's no talking about it. It is what it is. You have to fight. There's nothing to talk about. Nothing. So anyway, I'm like, all right. I'm like, I'm on the phone right now, but when I'm done, I'll be in there. And so I tell my girl what I gotta do, and I wasn't really ready, but whatever. I had my shoes on, and it is what it is. And so I get off the phone with my girl, knowing I have to walk literally 15 feet away from me to this cell that has the divider up, covering the window so you can't see inside. And so I walk up to the door, I give it a tap. They say, who is it? I say my name. They tell me to come in. So I come in, and there's literally a body taking up every inch of that fucking room except for the direct center of the floor. So, with all these fucking mean mugging ass fucking gang members, right? That I already know don't fuck around. They don't play. I already know this. I've been on the block with them for years. I know them. I know how they move. I know how they do, how they take care of business. I'm nervous to a degree, but they asked me to take it easy on them, so I'm not. At least I know I'm not walking into getting jumped, which is what you better expect if you ever walk into a cell to fight a gang member, because that's what it is. You're getting jumped. So anyway, this was the only time it didn't happen to me that way. So I walk in, they tell me the deal, what's going on. The kid's sitting there out of breath as shit. He's all fucking lumped up, marks all over his face. He's out of breath. And I'm like, I don't know why you want to fight me, bro. He's like, I just want to fight everybody involved. He's like, I know my numbers were good. And they were. He was right, And I was like, I hear you, man. I was like, I didn't know whose numbers they were. I was like, I didn't pick. And I was like, all right, but I was like, let's get this done. I was like, let's get this out of the way. And so, like I said, they asked me to take it easy on him. This kid could fight anyway. he wasn't one of those kids that I was like nervous to fight though. He wasn't like wicked in shape. He wasn't bigger than me. He wasn't a warrior like a lot of the people that were in that fucking room. But he still would fight either way. I mean, he would fight, but he'd get his ass kicked too. So anyways, I use it to my advantage that he's fucking tired, obviously. And as soon as he says okay, he starts to stand up, and I just fucking jump on him. I just fucking jump on him before he gets all the way up to his feet. I take off. I just fucking hit him with a fucking 3-piece immediately. I was like, dink, dink, dink. And he was stunned because he wasn't expecting it right then. And he just got beat up. And so I backed up. You know, I didn't want to maul him. They just asked me to take it easy on him, so I didn't want to maul him. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, it still could go fucking left for me in that cell any second, you know? These guys are known to just jump right on you and start fucking you up, especially just cause. It's just how it is. So I hit him with the 3-piece, and then I step back, because like I said, I don't want to just jump on this kid and fucking hurt him, especially right after they asked me not to, and I'm surrounded by all of his best friends and gang brothers. So you gotta be careful. So boom, I hit him with the 3-piece and backed up. Let him compose himself. And so he comes at me. And on his way at me, you know, I fucking hit him with an uppercut on his way in, when he was on his way into me. And that stunned him for a second, which gave me the opportunity to give him a good one right to the jaw. I'm trying to hit the button, really, so I can kind of just end it real quick. But he's eating him. He's eating him a little bit, and he got me a couple of times. You know, I got a little bloody lip. I've also been put in the infirmary. I've had my ass fucking totally kicked and beaten the fuck down. Just not this time. Just not this time, right? So boom, he backs up from the uppercut. And his brothers are egging him on. So, you know, I wipe my lip off. You know, I lick the blood off my lips. This is a slow-moving fight because this kid already had to fight just minutes before I walked in there. So he was gassed before I even came in. I was fresh. So the kid's out of breath. The people in the room are like getting tired of being in there. Like, come on, let's fucking go, hurry it up. I left one thing out. So the way I worded it to my boy was, right? Once I made the money right, once the amount that he was supposed to have on one number was done, what I did was I told him that I took my money to make it right, like I said.
We can kind of make it out with some common sense, like the top of the brow.
Like a fucking typical junkie, getting as much as I can and not giving a fuck who it affects in the meantime. So you know, this kid is fucking gassed out from fighting. You know, he can barely breathe. He's really just moving at pure heart at this moment in time. Like, he's throwing punches at me, but I can feel there's no power behind him. He's losing it. He's losing his whatever he's got, you know, whatever strength, whatever agility, whatever. He's out. So then, since I tagged him up a few times, he did get me a couple of times. Not nearly like I got him, but, you know, when you fight, you get punched in the face. That's how it happens. So, you know, I kind of look around at everybody and I'm like, guys, I'm like, is everybody happy with the result here? I'm like, homeboy's fucking gassed out. I'm like, him and I have no issues. We were actually kind of cool. And I'm not really trying to fuck that up. You guys asked me to take it easy on him also. I was like, can my part be done? And you know, they were cool with that. They were like, yeah, it's all good, it's all done. Da 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 da. So when it comes to that specific situation, I actually got away with it. I mean, to a degree. I mean, you could say that I didn't because I ended up having to fight anyway, but the fight that I would have had if I told him what I really did over the fight that I ended up getting into are fucking worlds apart. Worlds and worlds and worlds apart, guys. I mean, I can't stress that enough. I feel bad, but at the same time, he was causing problems anyway. I mean, I can make a bunch of excuses, but like, what happened to him was about to happen to him anyway. He just didn't know it. He was under an investigation. The only reason why I knew that was because, you know, certain members will say shit that they're not supposed to say when they're, you know, just sitting there shooting the shit. So, and not only that, I did business with a bunch of them, so they would tell me shit. You know, just keep my mouth shut. That's all you gotta do. Mind your own fucking business. And most of the time, you'll end up knowing everything because people will trust you to fucking know the business. Anyway. So yeah, that's another quick little story about how being on drugs and in prison don't go together, and how they can very easily go wrong even when you think you're all set. Alright, I just realized that I've been talking for a fucking hour. I have to wrap this up because nobody's gonna watch my shit. Nobody's gonna watch my shit. Alright, so as you guys can see, the stencil, it's wicked thick and like blotchy, but I think if I tattoo it like that, wicked thick and bold like that, I think it'll probably look pretty good. Instead of bleaching this and starting over. If I did that, I wouldn't have done content tonight because it just would have been too much. Plus, I've been at work for like the last 3 days straight. Alright, so I'm going to continue to tattoo for a little bit. Did I end that story? Did I say the rest? Anything else about that fucking story? It was just one of the many times that I got so extremely close to getting X'd out and green lighted. It's not even funny. That time I was able to get, you know, scrape by with just, you know, a little one-on-one with somebody who already got beat up. There were other times that I wasn't so fucking lucky. Those stories can come next if you guys want to hear about them. Like, comment, subscribe. Let your boy know. I could really use some love, some support. Even if it's just in the comment section or even just hitting some likes. I could really use that in my life right now. I've been a bit of a downer lately. I've been dealing with my depression, and I've been letting it take me out. So it's all good. I'm a beast. I'm gonna continue to make it happen no matter what. That's how real G's do it. So I really doubt I'll finish this tattoo tonight. It's already getting extremely late, but I'm going to continue on it, and I'll either do my next story time finishing this tattoo, or not maybe or that is what'll happen, I'm sure. I'm gonna end up probably only tattooing for a little bit after I end this video, and then try to get some rest. But I'm trying to stay true to this and do this no matter what. I need to get back on my grind. This is what I enjoy to do anyway, so I gotta just do it. Alright. If you guys are still here listening, I love you. Thank you so much. You're real ones. Please hit that like, share, comment, any of them, please. Shoot, it helps YouTube push my video out. All right. Anything I'm forgetting? I don't think so. Fucking keep your head up. One day at a time. Someone is always there to talk to, no matter what you're going through. Even if it's me, hit me up. I'm here for each and every one of you, and anybody that comes across my channel. If you're a real one, then you're a real one, and I respect it, and I'll help any way I can. All right, love all of you. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Ryan